Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars Battlefront weapon review. Today we're going to take a look at the stats behind one of the most popular weapons, the EE-3. Star Wars fans will already be familiar with the EE-3, with it being the weapon of choice for bounty hunter Boba Fett. In game, the EE-3 is described as an optically fitted blaster rifle capable of 3-round burst fire at long ranges. Those optics can be used in first person mode, but personally I prefer to make the most of the increased visibility of third person and not be hindered by the vignette effect when aiming down sights. So let's crack on and take a look at the detailed stats that make up the EE-3, starting with its damage profile. The EE-3 weighs in with the lowest damage figures out of the blaster rifles of 21 to 12, 21 up close decreasing down to a measly 12 at long range. This calculates to needing between 5 and 9 shots to kill, which fits in nicely with its 3-round burst setup. In theory, if your aim is on point and your target kindly stands still, you can drop them with 2 bursts at close range and 3 full bursts at long range. Still, these figures aren't the most competitive in the game since there's blaster rifles, heavy blasters and blaster pistols that can do better. Being a blaster rifle means the range is pretty good. 10 meters is the point up to which your 5-shot kill will count, and slowly decreasing to 9 shots to kill at 60 meters, which is the furthest range profile in the game. So despite being a low long range damage rating, it could be worse if it reached that point any nearer. Capacity is good for the EE-3. Statistically, there's weapons that can last longer before overheating, but the advantage of the burst setup is you're in control of the fire rate by having to keep pressing the trigger rather than just spray and pray. Depending how you look at it, the EE-3's fire rate is either awesome or horrendous. Overall, considering the burst, it clocks in at just 120 rounds per minute, one of the slowest firing weapons in the game. However, if you count the actual speed of which those bursts are fired, 800 rounds per minute is light years ahead of all the automatic weapons. One of the best features of the EE-3 though is its recoil, or lack thereof. This laser gun characteristic almost remedies its other flaws in that despite needing 9 shots to kill at long range, it's considerably easier to do so when the weapon doesn't stray off target when you fire each blast. With that 800 rounds per minute fire rate figure from within the burst, there's a chance you can get multiple shots per burst on target with them being so tightly grouped. So the EE-3 is an awesome weapon in the hands of Boba Fett, but also a good go-to blaster for Rebel and Imperial fighters who fancy themselves as a bit of a bounty hunter. If you have the ability to carefully aim those bursts, you can do some considerable damage, but if you miss, you won't fare well against fully automatic weapons in close range firefights. So I hope you enjoyed my review of the EE-3 from Star Wars Battlefront. If you did, or if you learned anything new, a thumbs up to recommend this video to others would be really appreciated. I also have reviews up for the A280C and T21 if you haven't seen them yet. Link to the Star Wars Battlefront playlist is in the description. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll catch you all later.